Hello.
Hello, hello.
Oh, I left us open on Python Tutor. We were back here.
So, so do you want me to do the real fast thing? Hello, if you
Oh,
haven't been here before, I'm Jess. This is Ramon. We're doing a free boot camp based around Free Code Camp's JavaScript curriculum. You can find out more at badwebsite.club or find us on YouTube, youtube.com/@badwebsiteclub. If you want to watch these videos later in your own time, everything's easy. Jane makes a solid point. We got today, we got tomorrow, and then it's just 1 week left. Obviously, we'll miss all of y'all. But like, are you gonna lie down? You gonna take a break?
well, I'm gonna nap for like a month.
Obviously, y'all don't wear us out. JavaScript wears us
No.
out. So we're gonna do something exceptionally cruel today. And we're going to look at our fourth project out of 5. So you need to do all 5 projects. And then if you do all of them and the test pass, Free Code Camp will give you a beautiful digital certificate.
Yep.
And we've been doing different levels of sort of hand holding through this. So the first one, we're like, oh, here's how it works. Here's how it fit together. The next one, we're like, yeah, let's talk at our race. The third one, we're like, wow, let's do a little bit of the functionality. And here, we're only going to talk through the logic and write some pseudocode.
Yep. We're going to be writing mostly comments today.
And we're doing this because it's better for the learners, or we're doing this because we're mean?
Which one sounds better?
It's genuinely, from a learning perspective, it's important to like grapple with some of these on your own.
Absolutely.
I'm doing it because I'm mean.
No, you are wonderful, and like we'll cover some of the logic as said, and we'll Eric says both. That's fair. No, we'll show you a little bit of the logic that we're going to be using to approach this project, and then discuss a little bit with y'all, answer any questions that you might have, and of course invite you all to share your solutions in Discord. So
Amazing.
yeah, let's look at what we're doing today, because we're going to be building a cash register. And what it's going to do is going to be coded up so that when a customer comes in with a certain amount of money they have to pay, a certain amount of cash that they hand over to the cash register, and our job as programmers is to calculate it so that depending on how much money is in the drawer, how many cash is in the drawer, or CID, we're going to figure out one of 3 statuses, right? We're going to say, hey, there's either insufficient funds, that is, there's not enough money in the cash register.
So we can't. And it doesn't say what would happen, but if we were programming a real world program, it would probably flash up a modal and say, hey, you can't do this transaction, call your manager.
Correct. If the cash and drawer is exactly equal to the amount of change due, then we'll return with the status closed. And our third option is open. So if the cash in the drawer is greater than the change due, then, and we can return change, it will return the change due in coins and bills sorted in highest to lowest order.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're making a program that takes a decimal number as a transaction. So
Yep.
it'll take that in. It'll
Yep.
take a look at the amount of money and the denominations of money that we have
Yep.
and say, cool, if I can make change for this, cool.
Yep.
Continue to operate as a cash register. If they magically come and get the exact same amount of money, like I have, what is this, 180? I have how much? Somebody who's better at math. Quick mental math.
If I have $170 in hand and I pay that and I'm due $10 in change, and they have exactly $10 in the cash register.
Yeah.
Then the cash register becomes closed. Now, if
I've got like all hundreds in my cash drawer and they come and say, oh, I want to buy this, and they'll be getting like 555 in change. I'd be like, You need to go see another register.
Correct.
So insufficient funds isn't just I don't have enough money. It can also be I don't have the right denominations of money to make this happen. So anybody else who's worked as a cashier, that is the eternal pain.
Yep. So just to get us started, we can see what the denominations are. So this is in US American money. So we can see here that pennies are worth 1 cent. Nickels are worth, and these are the different coins, are worth 5 cents. A dime is worth 10 cents or $0.1. A quarter coin is worth 25 cents. A dollar is worth $1. A $5 bill is worth $5. A $10 bill, $10. $20 bill, $20. And a $100 bill is worth $100.
For the purpose of this, we're pretending dollar coins. Oh, wait, you know what? Dollar coins count as dollars. We don't care. Wait.
We don't, yeah, exactly. So let's look at what the final app should look like in ooh, okay, let me zoom in a little bit.
Is it supposed to be heckin' cute?
This is adorable.
Right?
So we have a total of $3.26 and I'm going to hand over $5. Let's see what I get back. So the status is open and they're giving me a $1 bill back, 2 quarters, because that's 50 cents worth of quarters,
2
2
dimes.
dimes, and 4 pennies for a total of
$1.74. Wait.
Which makes sense because $5 minus $3.26 is 5.
I want to be very clear that I did not expect the stream to have like quick mental math, and I'm not loving it. Where's Stuart when we need him?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not on top of my math game either. Sorry, folks. Give me 1 second.
Everything's fine. So, while we've got a minor technical difficulty, I'm in charge. We've talked about a couple of different ways to start breaking down projects. And we're not going to do any of the HTML or CSS. Ha ha ha. So if you want to make it cute, that's on your time.
I will do one part of it because I need to import the JavaScript so we can run it.
That tracks. Okay. But learners, where might you want to start with this to say, okay, cool. I need to take in. Do we want to start with things being sort of conceptual objects? Do we want to start with things being conceptual functions? Do we want to draw a flow chart of what this needs to do? Allergic to everything.
Script.js. Cool. Now we've got the ability to run our script. So, yeah, those are all super important questions. We've got our user stories as before, but what I want to focus on, as I have before, is not so much the actual full implementation, but think about the algorithm for how to determine those states.
So do we want to let the learners give us some ideas of what they do, or do you want my messy idea?
Oh, I think both is. I mean, I highly doubt your idea would be messy, but I'd love to hear it.
I kind of want to do this like we did for the Roman numeral converter, because it feels really similar, isn't it? Where you're like, oh, if it's this denomination, it matches to that.
Yep.
So if I was sitting down to do this for the first time, I'd probably go back and look at my code for that to be like, oh, hey, is it just this with different numbers and different sort of cases for what it's going to do if there's not enough, if there's just right, or if I can keep running?
Yep. I think that's extremely accurate of a way to do it.
I think.
So, yeah.
Oh, please.
Go ahead.
The first thing I might want to do is just the sort of easiest one, at least to me conceptually.
Mm-hmm.
So to say, cool, I need a variable that is set as the input.
Should I make a function?
Yeah. Oh no, we said we weren't going to do any
code. Oh right.
No, we could do a little tiny bit of.
Oh yeah, like more is like a structure, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so like a function to check. And I'd kind of want that first check to be like, hey, is the total number of this is the price more than the total of CID?
Mhm. So we would need an
Oh,
if
we need to
statement.
turn. Oh yeah. So sorry, please.
No, you're good. You're good.
Because like for CID, it's an array. So we're actually going to
Yeah.
need to loop through that array and what's that? Yeah.
What we need is the total amount, and this is an interesting structure because this is an
Mm.
array of arrays. This is a two-dimensional array.
Like
So
in my heart, I think an object would probably be easier, but we don't have an object.
we do not. So we want to first, you said sum up
So like,
the money in the CID.
yeah.
Now, given that this is an array, I feel pretty good about using one of the functions we've already used a lot during this bootcamp. I would probably use reduce.
Oh yeah, that's where you like squish all like either you add them all together or turn them into a long string. So it just means make this array one thing.
Mm-hmm. Subarray at index 1, which would be this value.
I'm so sorry. I'm not bored. I'm just oh gosh,
You're
and joy of
fine.
programming is like well ahead of us and be like, y'all want ready. Sorry, Bab, I didn't see that until we had already said it as well.
So use reduce to get the subarray at position 1 and add it to the accumulator. That gives us the
Oh,
sum of the money in the CID. So you're saying if price is bigger than,
if price is bigger than sum in CID, then we
yep.
just automatically close it. We don't have to do anything. We're just like boom, boom, return status closed. Or return status insufficient funds. Sorry.
No, you're good. So it's an object of, and I'm just like winging it. Like, yes, I'm kind of writing code, but it's not really code. This is pseudocode. So status insufficient funds.
Yeah.
And the change is whatever's in the CID.
Oh, is that no? We can't make change.
Yeah, we can't make change. So that's how much change is left in the CID.
Okay. Cool. So the amount of money we hold in the CID doesn't change.
Oh no, hold on. You're absolutely right. I apologize. We're not giving out change.
No. Because like insufficient funds is because like if you have $200 in the CID in different denominations, and I want to buy something for for $500, yeah, and I want $300 in change back, you'd be like, no, I don't have $300 in change. You absolute weirdo. No.
That makes a lot of sense. The other thing we can check, I'm thinking, is change is equal to sum in CID.
So
how do we get the change?
I think so. I was going to say it also depends on whether or not we can make change with the denominations, but
if the total amount of change in the cash register adds up to the same as the amount of change
then
due,
we
then
can
we
make
can.
change. It doesn't matter if they're pennies. It doesn't matter if I have 555 pennies.
Exactly.
If it says $5.55, I can give them. They'll be a little bit pissed off, but that's their business.
Correct.
Okay. So
how do we
change is
calculate?
equal. Oh, sorry.
How do we calculate that change due?
So that's going to be.
We have the price that's due. We have the cash that we're handing over, and everything that's in the CID.
Oh, that's going to be cash minus price.
Correct.
Oh, wait. Thank you so much, Tina.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. It was just me like, I think that the change would be price minus cash input.
Perfect.
And we should probably like establish the change above because we use it in. I lied. I was going to say we use it in this first check, but we don't. We just check to see
if the price is bigger than the sum.
But that's not what we need. We need to check and see if the change is bigger than the CID. So if we go back up to that first.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
So So here, we don't need, it's not if the price is more than the sum in the cash, it's if change. If it's, yeah. And we could just use that change value, that change variable all through the rest of this.
Yeah. If change due is equals to the sum in the CID. No?
Wait. It doesn't matter if it's equals or strictly equals. Sorry. I was like 3 equals 3 equals. Like, no, that's what we're talking about. Double equals or triple equals is going to be the same here.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if it is, then we return the status closed. So that's like status closed. And the change we're handing out is the SID itself.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing. Just like, hey, have it all.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So we still need to do a little bit of fiddly stuff there. Oh, no, because it's in an array.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just spit out the whole array, be like, hey, here, you got this. Have a nice day. We don't have to over. Ooh, do you know what would be a terrifying obviously this is like the far future and I'm not going to do it, but do you know what would be a terrifying way to refactor this?
No?
Is to say, okay, cool. Somebody's paying with this type of currency and your cash register holds currency that has these denominations instead.
Yeah.
Oh, think about how obviously you don't want to do the exchange rate. There's a lot of really cursed ways you could refactor this if you wanted to make yourself unhappy.
So we've got the insufficient funds, we've got the close. Now we need to calculate how much change we're going to be handing out if it's open.
We can't just skip that one and be like, we've got you 2/3 of the way there.
I would propose that we just go a little bit into it. If I may.
Well, I was also just kidding to be like, we did the easy ones. Bye. is very me, but a little unkind.
You're totally fine. So, okay. The first thing I think we need is to bear in mind that we need to give out the change in coins and bills sorted in the highest to lowest order. Now, our CID goes from lowest to highest, but we want it from highest to lowest.
Can we like loop through the array in reverse? Or or would it be easier to make a copy of the array and use that?
Yeah, what we can do is
both are okay.
So JavaScript arrays do have a built-in function method called reverse. So we could say reverse CID equals CID.reverse.
Ooh. And this gives us a copy of the array?
Yes.
Yes.
And what's great about this copy is that now we can say, hey, let's set the change to be mapping through the reverse SID.
Mehmet, after my own heart, copy and reverse. Apparently, we can copy and reverse this at the same time, which I'm pretty impressed by.
It's perfect. So what we need to have here, what do we want to do? We want to take and think about it. We are looping through the entire CID, right? So I'm looping through the hundreds, then the 20s, then the 10s. And then I need to have another little loop where I'm taking $100 bills and I'm putting them out one by one. So loop while the change due is more than the value on the bill type.
Oh.
And the amount of money for that bill type is sufficient.
So let's say this in a different way. So we're going to loop while the change, which is a variable we do way up here. So we set the variable for change up here. We're not worried about that. We don't need to do it again. So while the change is more than the value of the bill type. So if the change is $55, I'll loop and say, hey, I don't need this 100.
Yes.
Okay. And then I'll hit the 50 and I'll be, wait, do we have 50s?
No, we don't do 50s. Only 100s and 20s.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to say this in an American accent, but can you keep explaining this? I want to look up if there's a $50 bill. Is there not?
I have no idea.
Like, have I just been gone for too long? You, huh.
Oh,
Okay,
Jane says there
yeah.
is.
There's a 50. There's a 50. Okay, cool. I just had like a very challenging time. Jane says, and you have some? Damn, pass them around so the rest of the class can look at them. Okay, so we're not doing 50s in this cash register. So say, okay, well, so if I'm getting $55.55 back, I'd start looping through and I'd say, hey, I need some change, but the amount of change needs to be more than the value of the bill type. So 100, not valid. We don't have a 50 in here. Not worried about it. So the next thing we would hit is 20s. And I say, oh, cool. I'm going to take out a 20.
So what happens inside this loop? This loop inside a loop. What we need to calculate is how much money worth of that. So we're going to calculate how much money worth of that bill type we are going to give out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
think of it like
how many bills or how many coins?
Correct.
So can we just say that just to keep it straight in my head? Like it's not
Sure.
you've said this in a really reasonable way, but language is weird. So like how many bills / coins? Oh, how many bills bar coins?
Ooh, that's good. Of that bill or coin type we're going to give out, right? So what I'm doing in this loop is like I started the hundreds. Let's say the change due is $101. So I give out $100 bill. Now there's $1 left. Can I give out any more hundreds? No. Do I have any more 20s to give? Can I give out 20s? No. 10s? No. 5s? No. 1s? Yes. Now there's no more change to give out. So the way to calculate that, in order to calculate that, we need to, first of all, add that bill's worth. Let's call it, what do we call it? Bill / coin. Money type. Worth to the total change for that money type to be given out.
No, I'm going to make you say that in a different way because
it came out terrible. I'm sorry.
It didn't. Like this is the problem on my side is between the keyboard and chair. Oh gosh, for folks who haven't heard that before, problem between keyboard and chair, PEBCAC is a common, but maybe not so common, like tech support way to say it's the user's fault.
Oh, I've never heard that one. I've heard PEBCAC, but I did not know it's
I've
heard of PEBCAC.
So you say, oh, the problem on this ticket or the problem this user's experiencing is actually happening between the chair and the keyboard. Oh, dang, it's me.
Let's try this again. How about add the value of the money type to a total?
Okay. But do we... So... Tina, you've heard picnic, problem in chair, not in computer. Oh, love it. Oh, I'm going to be a picnic every day. Oh, no, that's not true. I'm a problem in computers as well. Okay, so the two things we're doing are, so calculate how much money worth of the bill or coin type we're going to give out. I think we should save that in an array. Because we're going to need to show it.
Exactly. The array needs to be stored in the array needs to be stored as a SID, as a change SID. And that's why I went with mapping.
You've already, thank you. The problem is between the chair and keyboard. Where I'm just like, we need to do this thing you've already done. You'd be like, yeah, I got you.
So then we're going to subtract that amount from the change due. because now we've handed out that much change.
Okay.
And we also need to subtract that amount from how much worth of that money type is available in the SID.
Okay. So one thing I was thinking about is like we still need to change the SID itself, not the copy, but we're going to do that here. So
Exactly.
we'll have the change SID and we'll use the change SID to delete the stuff that came out of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
love this. I don't love any of this project, but
it's complex, and we're just thinking out loud here.
and
So once
like
we,
the people who actually have to write this, the poor dears.
I believe. So once we're done looping through how much money to give out of a certain money type, we will return what is essentially, right, the name of that money type and the total that we give out of it.
Okay.
That's what we're adding up here. So once we do that, what we'll end up with is a SID that is reversed with how much money we are giving out.
That's but not the SID itself, but a copy of the SID that's reversed with the okay. Can we call that something else while we think about it?
Yeah, I
'Cause
called it.
it's kind of like it's
How
not an
about,
accumulator because an accumulator is a running total. But
yeah.
like, oh, CID is change in drawer. Can we have CIH for change in hand?
Oh, that's better than cash out of drawer. I called it COD, cash out of drawer, but
Oh, like a big
COH is.
fish.
Oh, yeah. No, but I like COH better.
A CIH? You know what? I'm not worried.
Cash in hand. That makes much more sense.
And this is
Sorry.
like the cash in the hand that you're gonna get a hand to somebody.
So there's one thing to keep in mind. Now that we've gone and calculated how much money we can give out with the cash in the drawer, there's still the possibility that there's change due. Because
How do
even
you
though
mean?
so I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm due 7 cents and change,
Yeah.
right? But I only have 4 pennies in the drawer. So I loop through, I give out 4 pennies, and I keep subtracting from the change due. Give out a penny, now I'm owed 6 cents and change. Another penny, 5. Another penny, 3, 4, sorry. Another penny, 4, another penny, 3, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, there's still 3 cents worth of change due, but I don't have any more pennies. So we need to check if the change due is bigger than 0.
Okay. When we're done looping.
Exactly.
Hey.
That means that we don't have the correct denominations. There could be enough money in our SID, but we don't have enough of the correct denominations of money in order to hand out the precise change. So guess what we're doing? We're doing insufficient funds.
Oh. So it's okay. Okay, so this comes back. But
Exactly.
this is almost like just a little if else. So hey, loop
Yep.
through this, put all this money in your hand as you think about it.
Yep.
And if you find, oh dang, I can't actually give you this change. I've just been kind of annoying you by putting this money in my hand because I only have 3 pennies and you need 4.
Yep.
You put them back in your drawer and be like, haha, insufficient funds.
But you're saying, okay, but we already checked for that up here
But we
because I only have
didn't.
4. No, because we checked that.
There, we just checked for is the amount of change you need back more than all of the money in the drawer?
Right. But you were
What we're
saying that
doing
we
down
only had
here.
4 we only had 4 pennies in the drawer and we needed 5, but maybe we only have 4 pennies and $100. So what we need to do is check after we check how much money we can give out, whether that money is still, if there's still money to be given out. But if there isn't, guess what? We're good. We can return. The status is open.
Yeah. And then we also needed to return the cache in hand array, copied array. Yeah, so we need to return the cache in hand array we've created.
Correct. And that's it. We've implemented the way to do that. Do we want to step through our pseudocode again? Do we want to try implementing a little bit of it, or are we just like, no, today's pseudocode only?
Today's pseudocode, because do you know what we're doing for the last project is going to be next Thursday.
Oh yeah?
So you are always too nice. You're not even allowed to come on the stream. I'm in charge. And just to preview how scary, it's not going to be scary. It won't hurt. What we're going to do in the last one is we're just going to sort of get a pen and paper, or we're just going to talk through. We're not even going to write pseudocode. We're just going to talk about like, hey, how might we break this down? How might we start thinking about this? Just so that y'all are doing bigger and bigger portions of the logic for these problems on your own. It sounds really, really mean. And it is really, really mean.
It'll be totally fine. Yeah. I think what we've done here is essentially brain dump how we would approach this project. And probably when I go and write this code in real life, I'll probably approach it a little bit differently. Maybe, you were mentioning like we might need to slice before reversing. Like that's totally fair. I'm not too concerned about manipulating the SID after this point, because I don't know if you noticed, we're not actually using the SID itself after this. So
we do. We return it.
Yeah, but that's the cache in hand, not the cache in drawer.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not too concerned about making a copy or like being destructive with it.
Destroy it all.
How are we feeling, folks? Do we have any questions? Totally fine. If we don't, we can look at like what's coming next.
And I know that it's a little hard that we just like give y'all more and more like, haha, do it on your own. I promise this is not just because we're mean. It is also because we're mean. So if y'all have any questions, but we are also do a little bit of a short session today just to talk through the project, answer any questions y'all have. And we'll be right back here tomorrow at the exact same time tomorrow. And it'll be really exciting because I don't know anything about promises. So I'm just going to be like muting myself to cry. I'll go ahead and have the emotional support hoodie back. So we're going to be using external APIs, which I'm really, really excited about.
Me too.
But how hard it is. Oh, this is a really Nojo, don't you dare. So this is an incredibly good question. I'm going to get it. So Nojo's very reasonably asking, does Bad Website Club continue to do anything after the 5th? Like all the rest of the free code camp subjects? We love y'all so much. We absolutely love doing this. I'm so sorry that 4 months is enough. So traditionally we have done a live session and then we go quiet for a while to plan and regroup. We're going to do something a little bit different this year because we have a project in the downtime. So we're going to be doing some breakdown of how to deliver some supportive that's a bit more asynchronous. Just because we've heard learners again and again say, oh, I'm way behind. But like, no, babe, you're not. It's cool. But with live delivery, it does feel like you're falling behind. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on an open source thing that offers the kind of support we do around free code camp, but much more asynchronously. So you don't feel like you're falling behind. And because it's open source, we'll be building some of the stuff, but also like maybe doing a couple sessions to walk people through intro to open source contributing, maybe in September, maybe. So yes, we're going to do stuff. No, it's almost all not going to be live stuff. We still love y'all, but we want to be able to like go outside and do things.
Also, I need to nap for a month.
I'm gonna be gone. I'm very cool, so I'm doing like a summer intensive course.
I'm so excited.
So I'm gonna be on weird time zones this summer. So I get so ha ha ha. We're not excited to leave you, but we're excited to rest and clearly model resting.
Yeah. Cool.
And y'all should do the same.
So it doesn't seem like we have any questions. That's totally cool. If you do end up making a solution for the cash register project, please share it. If you want feedback, give feedback. Giving feedback is such a good way to learn. And remember, don't get discouraged. Remember, don't worry about falling behind. As just said, this is self-paced. youtube.com/adbebs at Bad Website Club if you want to catch up on previous streams. And that's it.
That's it. Really short session today because we want to be mean to y'all, ha ha ha, and give you the chance to work through this yourself. Your homework is to just go ahead and start breaking down this project on your own. You don't need to finish it right now. You don't need to finish it next week. There's
No.
no deadlines. Nothing bad is going to happen. Tower's asking, is it okay to show your projects? We would love to see your
100%.
projects in the Discord. Like, I probably wouldn't share all of your code just because it's really tempting to be like, oh, look how they've done it. Oh,
We have a JS feedback channel. We also have a JS projects channel. Make sure to use make sure to use those as much as you like. And folks joining in, great to see you here. Thank you so much for joining us live. And we will see you at the next one.
bye, my loves.
Bye for now.